For the past 6 months, teams across the country have been training for the upcoming season. But it's in the next 30 days that their true identity will be revealed. Some players will rise to the challenge, and some will fall to the wayside. In a conference that sent 90% of its teams to a bowl game, the battle for separation begins in training camp.
This month it really is all about eating, sleeping, and breathing football. It's every single day. You're up early in the morning for breakfast, meetings, practice. In the afternoons it's dinner and it's more meetings. And then it's all about teaching what your expectations, what you want, and then players absorbing it all. You get too tight on him, he arcs, and all of a sudden you're fighting with a 255-pound tight end. You don't want that, right?
Bust it flat, right? Get this way.
Hey, they're playing down on it. You got one-on-one. We're calling it Viper because if they're playing down on it, you got the H.
You definitely see what you're made of. You definitely see how tough you are.
You're in a dogfight every snap.
It's just a grind. It really is. It separates the men from the boys, you know.
And it's just mental. If they can fight through it and take one snap at a time, they'll get through it. If they don't and they're mentally weak, they'll struggle and they'll tap out.
You know, I feel like, training camp is where the real men show up.
We owe it to the guys that have come before us that have won all those conference championships, national championships. We owe it to those guys to come out and attack every day with that championship mindset and put some other ones up on that wall and up on that board.
All right, just going to talk about some things here as a team. Rules of engagement. And this is in regard to how engaged you are in our program. Fully engaged. These kind of guys, they got energy, passion, loyal, good judgment. They become leaders. All right, these are guys that are trying to do everything the right way. Okay? Some other guys, moderately engaged. Technically good, lack inspiration. Not engaged, unhappy, not contributing much. Performance may decrease gradually. Discretionary time and effort is poor. You could start to put guys in these categories. What I'm telling you is each of you needs to be a guy that's fully engaged to maximize your opportunity here. You freshmen, you're going to see it as you go through time here. You guys didn't come here to be insignificant, but you have to get yourself to a point mentally by how you practice and how you think that when I go into a game mentally, I cannot wait. Not everything's going to go your way. It doesn't for anybody. Nothing worth having comes easy. You got to fight for it all the time.
Before titles can be won on the field, they must be earned off of it. And training camp is no exception. With temperatures reaching over 100 degrees, preparing your body for battle is a daily routine.
Going from off-season conditioning to right into football, the entire summer program gives them the ability to be able to handle all the running from day to day in practice. What you're not able to do in the out-of-season is the contact part of it.
You want to keep them practicing. You want to try to keep them out of the training room and keep them healthy, and nobody's treated different. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman, a third-year player, a walk-on. If you're part of this football program, you have high expectations.
This is the snack station. I love it. Get your vitamins, get replenished after a hot practice. Feel like a new man.
Yeah, Coach Tiff take care of us, good care of us. You know, big and lame. That's how we got to be out here.
She's out there on the practice field during practice as well as after, and then in the dining hall continually monitoring, watching our players, making sure our players are taking care of their bodies the best they can.
About to get an omelet, sausage and cheese. That's it, just sausage and cheese.
I mean, all the coaches and Coach Tip always preaches, you know, you got to get your nutrients in. So, I mean, you got to replenish your body so you can recover faster so you can go out that next day and play hard.
The strength staff colleges have, they're basically the ones that are with these players pretty much year-round.
Coach Jerry Schmidt has won a national championship being a part of 3 different programs. So he definitely has the experience in developing championship-type players and of course, players that go on and have careers in the NFL.
You look around the country at great teams, I don't care what level it is, either pro or college, the fast teams are going to win. So they know the importance of improving and developing running speed, and that's what we're trying to do.
Hips down, jump through it with your hips. You're good. When you get right here, just bring your hips through, then let it go. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you can ask any player who's come through here, when they leave here and go to the NFL, it seems like things get a little easier for them because of how well they've been prepared by our strength and conditioning staff.
We talk about winning championships, but you got to train in the off season like champions and do the things that you need to do off the field and demand a lot of each other to keep it at a high standard.
Yeah, just getting everyone out here and kind of getting their mind off football a little bit. It helps kind of build team chemistry and you know, messing around in the pool, playing games, trampoline and stuff like that. It's just great for the team.
We undefeated right now. We undefeated.
Since the beginning of the Bob Stoops era, the Oklahoma Sooners have won 8 Big 12 titles and 1 national championship. But for everyone in a Sooner uniform, following in the footsteps of greatness begins with building their own legacy.
As soon as you walk on this campus, you're surrounded with history, tradition, championships. Everywhere you go, you're constantly reminded of that.
Losing is just not acceptable here. Even so, Oklahoma's known for winning championships. That's been how it is before I got here, and that's how it's going to be after I leave.
Some teams winning 10 games, that's amazing for them over here. Winning 10 games, we consider that mediocre, that we can always be better than that. We're striving for perfection around here, and with that, it makes every player want to play to his full potential.
If you want to come to Oklahoma, you got to be one of the greats. And if you don't want to be a part of that, then that's not what you're trying to do.
People have expectations for what this team is going to be, but I guarantee you they're not as high as our expectations.
As a team, our expectations is, one, to get to the national championship.
I feel like we are just as good as anybody else out in the country, and I know that we're going to have to prove a lot of people wrong, and I know that we're not going to have a lot of people on our bandwagon, but I don't care what anybody says. I feel like people that we have on this team, we can do it.
We know that we aren't going to have anything handed to us just because we have Oklahoma across our chest, but there definitely is a legacy here that we need to hold up to and come to work every day to try and get there.